Hinton. So while speaking about Indian independence or the freedom struggle, 1820 is a very crucial year because that is when non-cooperation movement was launched by Indian National Congress, led by Gandhi. So they launched the non-cooperation movement. So why is it very important for literature? Uh, See, till then, till then, basically, there were writers scattered across India, and they had their own focus of writing, right? So, for example, Rabindranath Tagore by then used to write about spirituality. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee was a little bit patriotic, and they were all scattered. But in 1920, during the non-cooperation movement, so many of the writers in India, they got they came to an understanding that from here on we should speak about India. We should speak about the country as a whole, and it happened in two ways. One, so they started speaking about the problems which existed in India, so not just glorified descriptions, not just you know speaking about the kings or all this. So they started really speaking about untouchability and many other social problems which existed in India at one side, and the second side, at another side, what happened was, they started writing about uh, you know uh, majorly they started writing about how British British rule is influencing India. So these two things happened during that point of time. So from here onwards, we see that influence of Gandhian movement as well as the freedom struggle in lot of writing. Okay, so a lot of works of fiction as well as poetry, we notice these two themes. Okay, so it did not end in 1947. In fact, even till very recently, people continue to write about freedom struggle, right? So you might notice, some even today there would be few movies releasing recently about freedom struggle, novels written on freedom struggle, and the poems of about freedom. So they are still being written. So it started by then, and it continued till date. Even after the independence, it hasn't stopped to be in fact. Uh, so, but this semester you'll not learn about how what happened after 1947 when it comes to writing, um, right? But this, you need to know that this was a very crucial point uh, in the history of Indian writing in English. So far, things are clear, right? Are things clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday I had asked one question, sir.
Yeah. Please remind me. Yeah, please remind me, Gautami. What was the question? I remember that you had a question, but yes, please
Like,
go ahead.
just because of English education.
No problem. So, what was I discussing? Yeah, freedom movement. So, that is when you see, for example, the popular works of that time, pre-independent India. So, to give you an example, the novel Untouchable, for um, uh, the novel Untouchable is, it is a it has the biggest, it has derived the biggest impact from Gandhian movement, right? So it speaks about the system of caste, and how certain people are treated differently than other some people treated in a well manner and ill manner with some people and all this. So that is and but even though it is not directly about the freedom struggle, you see that the person, the Gandhi is not actually in the text, but somebody says, Gandhi says, Gandhiji says this, so that is why we have to follow, right? So that way, you know that, just like Gandhi had made a biggest impact on the lives of people in India, even the writings which have been produced are largely dependent, I don't say dependent, influenced by the Gandhian movement. um, and the same thing, just to clarify that, uh, the paper which you study, the similar paper was is you is studied by the final years, so they have exchanged it. So in the final years, they have they have the text, the film text Lagan, right? So you have seen the film, at least few of you would have watched the film Lagan, right? So there we discuss about what is the influence of Gandhian movement on this film. So the film was, produced in 2004, and even the film which is produced that recently, we see the influence. I mean, whenever we speak about the times of before 1947, it is almost not possible to speak about Gandhi. So that is how it is. So that is, all the works which you can see in the text, the name of the works which you can see in the text, so they are majorly majorly dependent on, majorly influenced by the Gandhian movement. Okay. So that summarizes it. So here are, if you are writing notes, just take down these names. So here are the names of the novel writers of that time: Raja Rao, Mulkraj R.K. Narayan, Rabindranath Tagore, and Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So these are the major novel writers of that period. Okay. So Mulkraj Anand, Mulkraj Anand and R.K. Narayan are very, very popular for their writings on, you know among the, they are popularly known as the novelists, because Rabindranath Tagore and Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, though they were novelists, they were popular. I mean, they were known for their poetry, right? So that is why, exclusively Mulkraj Anand, Raja Rao, and R.K. Narayan. So if you are writing the notes, I recommend you to make these points as well. So these three figures are, are prominently popular when it comes to novels. So after that, after that, we had independence. Post independence, of course, there are a lot of writings, novel writings in India. So Shashi Deshpande, Anita Desai, then Salman Rushdie, Vikram Seth. So these are the popular novel writers. So if you are citing a few of the works, you can cite these works. That Long Silence by Shashi Deshpande, Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie, then Amitav Ghosh, Amitav Ghosh. I'll come back to that list, just in a while. And Amitav Ghosh, yeah. And of course, I have Anita Desai, I have Anita Nair. So there are a lot of novelists. So in Kannada, usually, I mean, when it comes to Karnataka, we do not have English novel writers as such. The Shadow Lines by Amitav Ghosh. So that is the work which you have to cite in your, if you are writing answers or assignment. So this, you cannot miss these works, right? The Shadow Lines, Shashi Deshpande's That Long Silence, and Midnight Children by Salman Rushdie. So and NRIs, I'll come little later to that. So, and it has continued, right? Indian novel writing has continued. See, don't write this in your examination. This is just for your understanding. Right, for example, someone like Chetan Bhagat or any other popular writers of these days, so even they comes under this list. But don't write this for examination, because the examination we only usually recommend canonical writers, not popular writers. So, but for your understanding, that basically it has continued, uh, you know continued till date, and in this manner. So that is about Indian novel. We'll move about Indian drama. So drama as a form of writing, novel was not in India, right? So novel is not an Indian form of writing. So a novel, we learnt it from Europe after the advent of Europeans, especially English. So other than that, basically poetry was already in existence, that we already know, and plays were in existence, that is drama. Writing dramas were always in existence. So who are some of the uh, you know popular drama writers before before advent of English? Why don't you just name few? Hmm? Yes, drama writers of India, playwriters. No one. Oh,
In Karnataka or
anywhere. But before English influence, either Sanskrit or Kannada or any other languages. Right, fine.
Kalidasa.
Yes, Kalidasa was there. Kalidasa. Then
So Girish Karnad.
Girish Karnad is
before
Or Premchand.
Premchand. Premchand also during freedom struggle. Premchand was
Oh.
during freedom struggle. And Premchandran was majorly a novelist, right? I mean, he was a Hindi writer. He has nothing to do with English writing, but still, it's good to know. Okay, yeah. There were many writers. For example, Bhasa is a playwright. So, and Kalidasa, Bhavabhuti, and Shudraka. So these are the major playwrights in India. So they're quite popular, as well as basically they're they have contributed a very significant writings to in the field of drama. But that was always there. But what happened is, basically, after so novel was when it comes to Indian writing, poems and novels were the first one to adopt English. A drama took it did not take very long time, but it took a little slower, because drama, if you write a novel, it was difficult to write in any regional languages, because the form doesn't exist, right? Novel never used to exist in Canada, so by then it was difficult to start writing in Canada a novel. But so that is why English, the writing in English was very adapted in those two in those areas. But drama took a while, but because drama is also a performance, it's written for performance, right? So we need to have Indian English theater for that, and Indian English theater did not start for a while. So there are many reasons to it. But the understanding is that basically it started little slowly, drama writing. However, just like any other writing, there were many other writers before the major writers, but the major writer is again Aurobindo and Rabindranath Tagore. Right? Tagore has written so much that he has tried almost all kinds of writing, right? So that is a speciality of Rabindranath Tagore. So you can whatever is asked in the exam, you can write in May. When it comes to this section, because he has tried everything. He has tried poetry, he has tried essay writing, he has tried novel, he has tried playwriting, drama writing. So everything he has tried. So that is why is very very prolific and versatile writer. And there were Madhusudan Dutt, a person called as Madhusudan Dutt, who wrote a work called This Called Civilization. So that is one of the earlier writings. So, but even before that, there were very few dramas, but not popular. Then Rabindranath Tagore writes series of dramas, right? So he wrote series of dramas, the most popular being Muktadhara. That is the name of the work, and it's in English. Don't get confused with the name. It is in English completely. So then Aurobindo also, Sri Aurobindo also wrote a few works in English as well. Four or five. um, then there are TP Kailasam. You must have heard about TP Kailasam, right? So the Kannada writer. So the Kannada writer TP Kailasam has written an English work. It's called as The Burden. And he has written many other works. So two of them being Karna and Kichaka. They're in English. Okay. So T.P. Kailasam was not just a Kannada writer; he wrote in English as well, which is uh, in public. It is not popular, but it is very important when we are discussing about Indian dramas. So then there was a person called as Bharati Sarabhai. She also wrote a couple of dramas. So this is still independence. This is we are speaking about the pre-independence period. So the post-independence period. So there are lots and lots of works written in English, including that is when our Girish Karnad comes into the picture. Nizam Mazaikal and Girish Karnad are two very popular English novelists, Girish Karnad and Nizam Mazaikal. So Girish Karnad, he wrote in Kannada as well, English as well. Certain works he wrote first in Kannada, then translated it to English. Certain works he wrote in English first, then translated it to Kannada. And Marathi. So it's very interesting when it comes to Girish Karnad, but we need to understand that many of his works are originally in English. For example, the work Bali. There is a work called as Bali. It was originally written in English, then in Kannada. Right. So and that that's pretty much how it is. Fire and the Rain as well. Fire and the Rain by Girish Karnad. So it was Tughlaq. Tughlaq is another example. Tughlaq, it was written in English because it was written for performance in Delhi. So he wrote it in English. So
So
then
yeah, yeah.
he translated it to Kannada. Hayavadana was originally in Kannada itself. Hayavadana was originally in Kannada. Okay. So, and Girish Karnad's work, in you can cite any work because he has written it in English as well. Hayavadana is in English, then Taladanda is in English. So all of his works are in English. So you can confidently write about Girish Karnad, right? So This is a brief introduction about Indian writing, so the history of Indian writing, and we have certain samples from different points of time. For example, we have a text by Rabindranath Tagore, we have a text by Sarojini Naidu. Unfortunately, we do not have text by Toru Dutt. I really wish there was. But we can someday, if we have time, we can discuss on that as well. So basically, some of the in your text, this section is important because it is part of the text as well. The history of the writing in English, introduction to writing in English. So that's a part of your text. And from tomorrow, we'll discuss to a Buddha seated on a lotus by Sarojini Naidu. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. Yes. Anyone?
No, sir, no.
No. Okay. Just answer your, you just answer your names. Unmute yourself and answer your name so that I can.
Nitish.
Yes. Sorry.
Pallavi.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Jai Singh.
Hmm. Yes.
Shravan sir.
Okay.
Bhumika sir.
Sha.
Sir Narendra sir.
Yes.
Sir
Yes.
Narendra.
Yes.
Sir Karthik.
Yes. Okay.
Sir Bhumika.
Yes.
Sir Raksha. Sir Raksha.
Okay. 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 Yes.
Jai Singh sir.
Got it. Got it.
Yes,
You need to answer only once. That's enough. Yeah. So see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, not tomorrow. Monday. Tomorrow is Sunday. Monday you come with a text to a Buddha seated on the lotus, because you need to have the text in order to discuss, since it's a poem. Okay. So see you in the next class. Okay.
Okay.